Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. A big thank you again to anyone who has liked any of my videos, and an even bigger thank you to anyone who has subscribed to the channel. If you've been watching my other videos, you know that I'm in the middle of trying to develop my own artistic style. I've been experimenting with Impressionist painting lately, and today I tried to adapt a more colorist and expressionist perspective. Instead of trying to paint colors as they are, I wanted to experiment with the colors that felt right as I was painting. And I made sure to start and throughout the painting, use as saturated colors as I could find. To do this, I wanted to start with yellow, magenta, and cyan to see if I could create some kind of harmony between them within the composition. Unfortunately, this is where I met with my big problem. You see, I'd locked myself into an idea about color, but I hadn't fully considered my composition yet. So I ended up creating 3 equal blocks of color and almost straight lines between them, and this kept me from my usual flexibility when painting and developing a composition. Choosing all 3 of these colors left me, I think, with more to figure out than I had planned, and I tried to just start applying paint to the board, but everything just felt wrong. I mean, here I was thinking maybe I can put some water in, I can try to push the idea of these being clouds with maybe a gray color, but nothing was working. So when all else failed, I transitioned back to the Impressionist style that I was working with and thought maybe if I just chucked enough paint on it, it would be pretty and it would look good. Unfortunately, I couldn't rectify or fix what I had started. So I was ready to give up on the painting. I was ready to just throw it out, wait for another day, and start painting again with a fresh mind. That's when I decided to do what I always do in these situations and wipe all the paint away to just leave tones on the board. And leaving this tone allowed me to just kind of take a step back, calm down, not try to push any specific idea or experiment, and to just ask myself, what is it that I want to do here? What kind of painting do I want to make? And even less than that, what kind of experience do I want to have while painting? So this is where, to reset, I decided to just start taking smears of color off my palette and start making random marks on the board. I started doing this with paper towel just because I didn't like the very bright yellow up there at the top. But then, yeah, just away with the fan brush, grabbing random bits of paint, mixed all together with different colors. And this is where something started jumping out at me. The Bob Ross student in me started screaming that these random marks at the top of the board were mountains. And since I'd been using the Impressionist style lately, I decided to try to mix a few of my artistic influences together to come up with this piece. From Bob Ross, I used my understanding of mountain shapes and how to use them in a composition. From all my work with Impressionism, I took how to use the brush strokes to leave the impression of shapes without necessarily defining strictly what is what shape or not. And from Stuart Davies, I used a similar composition in the midground and foreground as the things that I've become familiar with from his style. These kind of sweeping, rolling hills with, certain bunches of trees littered throughout. And I thought that overall, this approach was really effective and really fun for me. What went from a very laborious and debilitating process of, painstakingly trying to fix, these 3 colors that I had started with, turned into a fun process of exploration and, figuring out what all of these brush marks mean. And for me, when painting, that becomes one of the most fun aspects, is when I can make a mess, put some paint on a board or canvas, and try to figure out what all of these abstract shapes look like to my eye. As you're watching this, you may see these shapes differently. You may see where the mountains end and begin as in different places. And even earlier on in the video, when they were just random marks at the top and bottom of this, it may have looked a specific way to you, or you might have taken this painting one way or another. But for me, this is what I saw, and being able to push that idea with additional layers of paint and additional colors is extremely fun for me and very satisfying. So it definitely took some perseverance to get this painting moving in the right direction, but it was absolutely worth the wait to get what I consider to be one of the first instances where I was starting to blend my influences into something that could be considered a personal style. I will say this though, while I really liked making this piece, I don't know if the Impressionist style overall is for me. It's fun, it's challenging, it's beautifully textured when on canvas and on the board, but something about it feels incomplete and off to me as far as what I want from my paintings. This may be just because of the kind of Impressionism I've been using and what I've been practicing, but I think it's time that I start to move on to experimenting with other artistic styles after this video. I'm finding myself, even in just looking at the context of this video, I want to learn more about color and using it effectively, as well as finding a way to mix the fluidity of the tonal Impressionist style that I love with the use of bright and vibrant colors. I know that sounds like a paradox. Tonalism and colorism are the exact opposite, but I want to find a way to use the techniques of one to impact the look and feel and experience of painting the other. And if I can find a way to get some texture in the pieces that I'm creating in the future, kind of coming from this Impressionist style, then I think we could have a winner as far as my own individual artistic style. But the road is long, so I will leave you with a friendly reminder to like and subscribe if you got this far in the video. And please enjoy as I finish off this piece, which I have titled The Key to Discovery. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video.